Jon Stewart is going viral for a take that he gave on the state of American media, which leaves the host of the interview in a state of almost disbelief as the words are coming out of his mouth in this clip that you're about to see. Also, White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller went off on another riff on Fox News, perfectly diagnosing and exposing just how destructive the Democratic Party in America has become. And quite frankly, just politically illiterate. What he lays out at the end of this leaves the host of Fox News laughing. It's good. And finally, the president of the American Federation of Teachers, the second largest teachers union in the country, Randi Weingarten, had an absolute crying meltdown on MSNBC over the Doe's cuts being made to the Department of Education. We'll start with exposing the emotional gaslighting she displayed here. I'm Zach Costello.
This is about opportunity. That is why so many people are so mad about it, because they're just taking opportunity away from kids that don't have it. So billionaires, kids of billionaires, they have it. They go to private schools. Everyone else, 90%, go to public schools. Don't take away their opportunity.
So let's stay on the facts.
Sorry,
no,
I'm really angry about this.
No, because this
I'm
is what
really
people
angry.
need to hear.
I taught kids in Clara Barton High School in Brooklyn, New York. Virtually all of them got Title I funds. I taught AP Gov. One of the things that they just cut was the We the People competition, which was taught in ruby red districts like Van Wert, Ohio, and deep blue districts like my district. Why, if we need civics, would you cut the We the People competition? It's $11 million. Why would you do that?
Because they want the people to be ignorant. They want the people to not have a proper basis of education, and they want to make sure that the disadvantaged stay disadvantaged.
Weingarten has been the president of the American Federation of Teachers since 2008. She fought to keep kids out of school during COVID, and her tenure has produced output that ranks American students in grades K through 12 compared to the other 37 most developed countries in the world, 28th in math and 12th in science. We know that the Department of Education gave millions and millions of dollars to Democrat NGOs responsible for training teachers on things like critical race theory and gender ideology. So this gaslighting about it affecting poor people and catering to rich kids is pathetic. Public schools in America right now, at large, are a complete disaster, and it is precisely because of individuals with the ideology of Randi Weingarten and the current party of Democrats in America right now. And this is what Stephen Miller rips them to shreds for here.
Well, it just shows you that Democrats don't have a vision for this country, don't have a vision for the future. They've become totally radicalized, and all they have to offer is unthinking, unfeeling, angry, senseless opposition, as evidenced by their shameful conduct that has now been much discussed around the world at the State of the Union, where all they could do was oppose every single proposal that President Trump had, every victory that President Trump had for America that are supported by 80% of the American people, like keeping men out of women's sports, refusing even to stand for a child who overcame and is in the process of fighting brain cancer, refusing to stand for the victims of monstrous crimes committed by illegal aliens, refusing to stand for a child who lost his parent and who is now going to be going into West Point. And the examples are endless from that evening. And so now you have President Trump putting forward what's known as a continuing resolution. It's basically a clean government funding bill. What does that mean? It means it just freezes current funding. So it adds no new spending. It creates no new programs. It doesn't have any new slush funds. It just says we're going to continue current spending while we work on a budget plan for next year, and that's when you can implement all of the new reforms. In Washington, it has never happened before, never, that a government was shut down over a clean government funding bill. It's never happened before. Anytime a clean government funding bill has been on the table, government has been funded. So if Democrats are going to try to shut the government down over a clean funding bill, it would just demonstrate that they've become as hopelessly Marxist and crazy as we all know they've become by watching their behavior.
I'll say this again, but there is something going on with the Democrats in America, but really left-wing ideology around the world that prevents them from seeing things clearly. It has distorted their intellect. There is long tradition that these are symptoms of a spiritual sickness. When you are so deep and lost in sin, it distorts reality and you lose the ability to make sound decisions. I think this is what people are mocking Jon Stewart for over this.
So you're saying if you have a media machine that purposefully lies to its people to maintain a political fiction and get themselves power, that is the hallmark of an authoritarian system, not a democratic system?
Absolutely.
Well, if we were ever to get something like that in the United States, we would be horrified, furious, to know that there was an entire media organization designed to bend reality, to manipulate facts, to maintain power. It would, if I may, and I'm not trying to slam Hungary, it would never happen in the United States. It's just not, I almost can't even conjure it, imagine it. It must be very difficult to live in a country where one media organization, out of whole cloth, knowingly, explicitly, maybe even in meetings behind the scenes might say, we're lying to our audience, holy shit, and then call for news people to be fired for telling the truth. I mean, if something like that happened in the United States, it would be a dark day indeed. So I appreciate you raising the alarm bells for us.
So he's getting mocked for this like he's naive, and people are pointing out that the interviewer smiling at him over how Hungary has become authoritarian and the United States has not makes him look dumb. But do you think he's being serious? I think he's being sarcastic. Like, remember what he did with Stephen Colbert over the Wuhan lab during COVID? I think he knows what he's doing, and he's calling out the left, I think, for their inability to see what's actually going on right before everyone's eyes. But let me know what you guys think. Last thing for you, if you watch this channel consistently and haven't subscribed yet, do it. Let's blow up this in the fight to keep America one nation under God. God first, quick-hitting commentary to keep you informed in the truth and on the path toward your potential in this life. I appreciate you.